Schools and other educational institutes across the country are reopening in various states in a graded and phased manner. While many states have already opened the schools for some classes, some other states, including Andhra Pradesh, Assam and Uttarakhand, have decided to reopen schools from today, that is November 2nd. Along with these states, Kendriya Vidyalaya and Navodaya Vidyalaya have also planned to reopen schools across the country for classes 9 to 12 from today. Now, it seems that the educational institution in Assam are set to open, and NDTV's Ratandeep spoke to some people on day one of coming back to school.
Schools are reopening in Assam from today for classes 6 to 12. We are coming to you from the TC Girls School, one of the oldest government girls school in Guwahati. Now you can see these students have come to school for the first time after 7 months. They have been all this while studying through online mode, but today they have come. In fact, the school were reopened for classes 9 to 12 before, but that was only for group discussions and when if people have some doubts or for clearing their doubts. But from today, the normal classes would start for 6 to 12, but through batches. So it is, the schools are reopening in an odd even system. That means classes, if class 6 is coming for their schools on Monday, then class 7 would come on Tuesday. Also, the students have been divided in batches. One batch will start from 8 a.m. to 12 noon and the other from 12:30 to 3:30. We are here with a group of students, they from TC Girls School. We'd like to speak to some of them. You can see there are more students coming in today. क्या नाम है आपका?
ज्योतिमा देवी।
ज्योतिमा, कितने महीने बाद आप स्कूल आए?
8 महीने।
आपने किस तरह से पढ़ाई किस तरह से की?
हमारी ऑनलाइन क्लास चल रही थी, पर इतना समझ में नहीं आता था ऑनलाइन क्लास में, तो इसलिए हम ऑफलाइन क्लास के लिए स्कूल आए। हमने सैनिटाइज लेके आया है और मास्क भी हम ले रहे हैं, तो अलाउ किया हमें आने के लिए, और सेफ्टी भी हम खुद भी अपने का रख रहे हैं।
तो जो आपकी पढ़ाई है उसमें कितना इफेक्ट रहा इसका?
ऑनलाइन क्लास इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, समझते नहीं सब। अगर स्कूल में जितने समझते हैं मैम फेस टू फेस बात करते हैं, ऐसे समझते हैं, बट ऑनलाइन में इतना अच्छे नहीं है, समझते नहीं है इतने।
So there you are, these students saying that although they have access to online education, but online is not as good as face-to-face classes, and that's why now that the school authorities, the government has allowed them to come to school from today.
From Guwahati, now let's go across to Hyderabad, where NDTV's Uma Sudhir joins us. Uma, you know, we do see some students wearing their uniform who have already reported to school in Guwahati. What's the response in Hyderabad?
It's actually only a trickle. What the administration, the government has planned is that the schools will reopen for class 9 and 10, and 11-12 happens to be junior college called as intermediate in this part of the country. And the class 9 and 10 students also, what they have told them is that half the students will come on alternate days. So many private institutions in fact are saying that they are not in favor of opening NAV today. They have not called in their students, they are continuing with only their online classes, because they feel that the kind of COVID protocol demands that the government has made on them makes it very, very tough for them to implement, because there is this Damocles sword hanging over them, because they've been told that even if one child tests positive in your school, then the recognition of your school can be taken away. So what we are now seeing as of now is a trickle. In fact, it's going to be only a half day of school. Everyone is waiting and watching, because they do know that this could be a huge risk as well. Andhra Pradesh had been reporting the highest numbers in the country for quite some time, but now it has been a downward trend. And in fact, the positive part is that even as the government has said that the schools are going to open, the positive part is that the infectivity rate has come down to 3%. Overall, of course, it still is about 10%, but rate of infection yesterday, for instance, of the 82,000 tests was only about 3%. The second aspect is that 9 and 10 will start today, 50% classes, alternate days only, no more than 15 to 16 students per class is what the government has said. Parents are still very apprehensive, and that's the reason why it's only a trickle that we are seeing, because even earlier when the central government and the state government had agreed that the senior students could come over to the school and clear doubts if necessary. Even at that time we had seen incidents of positivity being reported from schools in whether it was Guntur or in Rayalaseema region as well, and therefore a lot of caution being exercised as of now. Only after 3 weeks will middle school start, and 3 weeks later will be when the primary schools will start again at 50% with masks, with sanitizers, all protocol in place, but as of now only a trickle in the school.
Right. Thank you, Uma, for that. Well, how are the parents reacting to it, and what do the doctors say about it? For that, we are joined by Riya Das. She's a parent from Guwahati. And also joining us is Mausami Mahanta. She is the principal of Maria Public School. And also with us is Dr. P. Raghuram, who is joining us from Hyderabad. I'll begin with the parent because this affects them directly. Ms. Das, are you going to be sending your children to school?
No, not at all. At least not for this month. Just see the infection rate. Though the rate has decreased according to the government information, but I don't think I'll be sending my son because he is in class 9. So it is indeed important for him to attend school, but I cannot take a risk. I cannot let him go to school in this kind of, and the vaccine is not yet in the market, you know. So, and you don't know, we can't know, you know, how far the COVID infection is going to be there and how will it affect our body. So it's very scaring actually. So I don't think I'll be sending my son to school.
Yes. Your fear is quite understandable. Ms. Mahanta, are you going to be opening up the schools today, and what is the response you are getting from parents? Are children coming in?
Well, yes, today we have opened for only class 10 students, and the turnout is much more than I expected. We have 26 students, and I'm positive that they will start coming in once they see their peers, you know, coming to school and participating in offline classes. We have actually decided to open class 10 for 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And for class 12, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays as of now. We want to take one step at a time. If we see that the results are positive, then maybe from next week, we will try and bring in class 9 and class 11.
Okay. Doctor, you know, in some countries in Europe and US also, we have seen a link between the number of cases rising and schools reopening. What is your opinion about schools reopening and reopening safely?
Indeed. Good morning. Thank you for having me on your show. So basically, yes, you're absolutely right. Some of the schools which have opened in the US and in Europe, you know, they have, recorded a significant rise in the number of cases. For example, UK is in a complete lockdown, but a lockdown with a major difference, and that is that the schools and educational institutions are open. And the Office of the National Statistics in the UK have clearly come out with statements that say that primary school children have a 9-fold increase in the chance of getting infected, and secondary school students 50% increase compared to September. So these are valuable lessons to be learned. In our country, there are 32 crore school students who will be going to 15 lakh schools. So their health and safety should be of paramount importance. Yes, we as a country have had a major success in containing the virus over the past few weeks, but we should not let our guard down. There is an important fact to bear in mind, and that is that children are children. We can't expect them to follow rules just as adults do. In fact, in our country, even educated people, adults, don't follow rules. So we can't expect them. Secondly, although COVID doesn't affect them significantly, they could become carriers and they can carry the infection back home and infect their parents and grandparents who are at significantly increased risk. So therefore, schools and colleges must comply with health and safety regulations
Right.
Every school will have inherent problems. So those problems must be taken into consideration. Masking, sanitizers, and social distancing must be enforced. There must be orientation in every school at the time when students come, right from the time they get into the school bus to the time they enter. There must be thermal scanners. There must be sanitizers at the entrance. There must be a separate entrance and an exit so that students don't come face to face. And strict, enforcement of these guidelines must be done. Otherwise, they will become super carriers.
Right. Ms. Mahanta, all these rules and regulations that come along with the COVID, they have a cost as well. Is this going to be a significant burden on schools now?
Well, we have tried to follow the SOP completely. We have thermal scanners at the entry and exit point. We have touchless sanitizers all around the school campus. And we are ensuring that only 10 to 12 students sit in one particular classroom. Most importantly, we have instituted a sanitization task force involving the sub-staff, the conductors and drivers, and they are all on high alert. And we are very hopeful that we'll be able to contain the situation to the best of our advantage. And most importantly, we, as I said earlier, we are not open to the idea of bringing in class 6, 7, 8, and 9 as the government has stipulated immediately, because we really cannot put our children at risk, and the virus really has not subsided. And I truly believe that even if a vaccine does come out, we really don't know how effective it is going to be, because the virus has seen many mutations already. So we are being very, very cautious, but at the same time, I understand that we have to learn to live with the virus also. Class 10 and 12 will have to take the board exams next year, and therefore they need to come in at regular intervals maybe, and start writing practice, because that is something that they have really, really missed out on.
Right, absolutely. So we'll have to convince the parents also if they wish to send. Doctor, just before I leave, do you think that it's time that people start thinking of sending children, and what would be your message to parents right now?
Yes, I think the message is that the health and safety of our children is of paramount importance. We must remind ourselves that if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If education is lost for a short period of time, nothing is lost. But if health and life is lost, it cannot be regained. Absolutely. So we have to ensure that we follow strict regulations. And as I mentioned, we can't expect children to behave like adults. Right. And it is our responsibility as parents to look after their welfare. And I think this is also time the pandemic has taught us several lessons, and in particular reference to education. Right. I think it is time that our digital education infrastructure must be strengthened. Absolutely. The broadband facility must be extended to towns and villages, and the teachers must be taught how to use these computers in smaller places particularly, right, so that we are prepared for the future.
Thank you very much, Doctor, and thank you, Ms. Mahanta, for joining in. Well, it's important for students to study, but it is also very, very important for us to ensure that they stay safe, and through them, we also stay safe.